moment I understood the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me. I craved the strength and certainty of steel. I aspired to the purity of the blessed machine. Your kind cling to your flesh, as if it will not decay and fail you. One day the crude biomass that you call the temple will wither, and you will beg my kind to save you. But I am already saved. For the machine is immortal. Even in death, I serve the Omnisire.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we enter the world of Warhammer 40k. This is the intro cinematic to Warhammer 40k's Mechanicus. We're going to go ahead and try to get this one started here today. It's been quite a while since I've played this game, so I wanted to get back to it as soon as possible. It's been looking at me in my Steam library for quite some time, and I really, really need to get back into this because the first time I saw that intro scene, I went ahead and bought this game. I went ahead and bought the DLC. I went ahead and bought a rule book. I went ahead and bought some figurines that I was going to go ahead and start painting, even though I don't paint, I don't draw. I am terrible at art. I did the whole ethos of the Adeptus Mechanicus is kind of cool to me. Starting with flesh is weak and everything else is dumb. We're the ones with all the knowledge. That just speaks to me on certain levels that I really can't get into. But that aside, I wanted to get back into this game. It's kind of like a tactics screen down isometric game, in the vein of say Fallout or 1 or 2, or of course Final Fantasy Tactics. You have different characters called techno priests that you take through a dungeon crawl, and essentially you're up against a timer from waking up the enemy species called the Necrons, essentially robot skeletons with a disdain for anything organic, due to a bad history of dealing with organics. I can't give you all the lore. I can't give you half of the lore, quarter of the lore. There's way too much. If you're really interested in all of this, I recommend that you do like I did and just start buying as much Warhammer 40k paraphernalia and reading material as possible. Find a local games workshop for any of the figurines or figures that you want to put together. It's an interesting time. I have to actually go back and finish my kit. I bought a kit of 10. I think I've done 6, but it's been a few months since I actually got out there. Even though it's fall here in Houston, it's still 90 some odd degrees on an average day, so the temperature needs to come down a bit more before I spend my time out in the garage painting. Hopefully I'll get back to that before the end of the year or once it gets cooler, but who knows when that's going to be around here. Yeah. But let's go ahead and get started with the new game here. Now I'm gonna play on normal, just to make it easier or make it more of a beneficial playthrough for you guys. Casual, I think, is way too easy. I've played too many games like this. I'd be in easy mode in a minute. Hard and very hard. If you read the reviews, this game gets very, very easy the further you go along. So hard and very hard have varying degrees of difficulty. So I'm just going to stick on normal. Since I want some achievements, I might as well enable Iron Man and permadeath. Now watch, after all that noise I was talking about how much I've played games like these, here comes the pain. Um, and then customize difficulty, a whole lot of options here. Enable awakening percentage. That's basically how fast you have to get moving through a dungeon. Uh, yeah, I think the rest of this we're just going to leave alone. I don't want to mess with any of it. Yeah, we're going to validate all of that. And we're going to start a new game. So, ready, and please don't kill me too badly. Yeah, if you've ever heard the term grim dark, it came from this game, because these people are just like, skip it. It's all bad. It's all horrible. It's all war. Everything that's not human needs to die, and die horribly. In the name of the God Emperor of Man. Uh, Slight caveat to that for the Adeptus Mechanicus, they believe in the Omnissiah, and they believe. Oh no, they also believe in the God of the Machine. So the God of the Machine's up here, the Omni Messiah is down here, and they think the God Emperor is the Omnissiah, but the God of the Machine is even bigger than he is. So yeah, I'm not here to give you all the lore, and probably somebody's going to stomp me from from my little bit of knowledge of lore to begin with. Uh, yeah, here's a bit of the backstory on the Adeptus Mechanicus. Tech Priest is the characters that you'll be taking through the dungeon. Um, the Magoses or Magoses, again, go ahead and tear me up in the comments. Uh, Inscrutable Magi, there we go. The Magi are more of the leaders, the senior leadership of the Adeptus Mechanicus. And yeah, you're leading the Skitarii troops, basically the little minions that go around and help your tech priest get through the game. But I forget exactly where you started with. But man, okay, yeah, just even more scroll text scroll. This is yeah. All right, there we go. Let's get into the game, shall we? One of the best things about this game is that all of the tech priests speak in holy binary. So yeah, it's you know, all you hear is and you're just supposed to go with the fact that that's voices in binary speaking so quickly. All right, now this Faustinius is the leader of this whole cohort of people. He's the one in charge, and you know, we'll go back and forth. We'll meet a slew of magi in charge of different aspects of this group, basically on this ship, and they'll each have their own motivations. They'll each have their own devices and weight and things that they want to achieve while on this planet. It's up to you as the player which one you want to play as, and there are decisions throughout the dungeons that support, not directly, but support one opinion or another that you'll find that these magi seem to have throughout the an opportunity to research. Never mind that we're lost in the middle of where in the cosmos, but we got a transmission from a planet and we can go research. Yeah, that's basically the motivation for the Mechanicus right here, or Mechanicum. Those words will be interchanged back and forth just to see what's going on here. All right, let's. 4 months later. Wow, that's a long trip. I don't know if I just got a random message if I'd follow it for 4 months, but who knows? Hey, apparently there was a that got lost on this planet many moons ago. apparently got down there, started doing some research, and then who knows? Dead, got absorbed, got beaten up by the enemy. Who knows what happened to him? But he was out here investigating the structures from the filthy Xenos. Yeah, 40K lore is an interesting thing, and it is awesome and funny if you look at it that way, but it can be absolutely terrifying if you think it's going to be predictive. But again, Faustinius is talking to Scaviola here. The Scavola's got looking at thing he wants. He's really about research. He's really about just new technologies. But he runs afoul of Videx here, who is all about, no, these are the sacred texts, and they say kill anything that's not human. Don't read anything that's not written by human hands. Don't use anything from the Xenos. Must be punished. And Redditus is, I guess, the ultimate aim for most of the Mechanicum, because he has gotten rid of almost everything that makes him human, save for his brain. No flesh, no bones outside of the skull, which basically serves to contain the brain. Fired to the gills. This man, he took it to the extreme. Now we're just traveling through the warp to this planet full of research in Xenos. And then a comedy of errors apparently happens. I have no idea what those coordinates are supposed to mean or in relation to Earth. I'm sorry, Holy Terra. Their ships look like cathedrals with giant engines on them. Out of the wazoo. These things are massive. Like human fleets take almost entire planets worth of resources to build, depending on how deep into the lore you want to get. But again, Kefra is another one of the Magi. She's apparently in charge of the Skitarii troopers that come along with you. She tends to want to care for them, if at all possible, make sure that their well-being is accounted for. Faustinius, again, he's more of just the overall leader of everything. This is him sitting here in this giant chair. Most of them are located around him or talking through the noosphere here. And yes, you see these little skulls floating around. There are 1 million of them. The tech priests each get one, and they just go around collecting knowledge, scanning enemies. Okay, so apparently this colony's been lost for 2 centuries, and we just showed up again today to see what's happening. Okay. Let's get on down to land and see what's going on. Alright. Basically found one of the Necron's tomb worlds, which is they've all gone into a, call it deep sleep. They're just all asleep, waiting to be woken up by some signals that is what the source is or what the prompts are. Okay, yeah, it's basically a giant tomb full of Necrons that are slowly waking up, which is the ticking clock on this entire game. You run a number of missions, but if the longer you take, the faster they wake up, the harder they're going to hit people when they come out of it. Let secrets of this world equals 0. Scavola is, and Videx is like, no, man, we got to go in there. We got to according to the scriptures, we got to make sure that everything that's Xeno is done and dusted before we even get in there. Yeah, he wants to nuke the planet. And that's not an uncommon thing in the Imperium of Man. So yeah, go ahead with that and feel feel what you will, but man, these guys, yeah, sometimes if your planet needs to be purged, it's going to be burnt down to the very last cinders by the Inquisitors, and those guys are flipping weird anyway. But they're not in this game. But like I said, you've got your dungeon crawl, you've got your team here. It looks like I've got 3 tech priests and 1 other Skitari. And we're gonna just go from room to room, checking out glyphs, checking out ancient technology, seeing what's going on, and of course getting into fights, reaching other objectives throughout the game. Like this one, we just have to explore the tomb. Okay, so now we've got to move our tech priests around to essentially explore and do research simultaneously. Okay, yeah, okay, that's some really, really basic stuff there. Yeah, it looks like we've got 3 tech priests and a servitor, which is somebody who's been cybernetically, I won't say enhanced because he's been lobotomized, on top of who knows what else shoved inside of him, trying to make it a good time, make him useful to the Mechanicum. Tyrsis, or Sis here, he's just another one of the Magi in charge of the mission. He's got his own way of looking at things. But of course, Videx is like, nope, straight orthodoxy. If it's not in the Codex, it's not worth knowing. This is just teaching us that in our room we'll be given a decision as to what to do. Okay. Now here we have an example of xenotechnology, and it could be as simple as a crystal. What do we want to do to it? Do we want to scrutinize it and examine the inscriptions on it? Do we want to scourge it and destroy it without taking another look at it because it is a monument to the alien and must be destroyed? Or do we secure it and research it later? So in this case, we're going to secure the room. So you have your research, you have your destruction, and you have your ignore it, but don't let anybody else near it. So we're going to go with option number 1. Is it? Now, when you make these decisions, you will get varying outcomes. I believe some of it's RNG, but there are specifically glyphs later in the game where if you do them repeatedly, you can start to learn the language of the Xenos. Yeah, this is a current character is called Blackstone. Found in battles, it can be found in rooms, it can be found in a number of places, given as rewards for missions. It's how we upgrade our troops. And yes, we have here our starting team of 2 tech priests, who I believe I should have renamed them before I got started, but I'll add later. This is still this tutorial. Here we've got our little map. Stop sliding around there. Anything with red in it is obviously enemies, so prepare for a fight. Anything here that's blank, doesn't have anything in the room, you'll see got exclamation points. It could be any number of things. It could be a decision that you have to make, another path, you got to go left or right, who knows. But here we're going to get into our first combat, see if we can go toe to toe with the Necron. So, do we want to use caution? Exercising caution, don't charge in. This be an alien trick of the filthy Xenos. Or do we use consistency and we follow the combat protocols as laid out by the scriptures? Or do we go, do we follow the standard SOP? Or do we go on a crusade and actively and aggressively chase the Xenos into their into their lair and crush them? Now, I've never really been that guy to go on a crusade, and I don't really want to mess with it right now. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with caution. In this case, it's basically giving me a setup to how the layout is going to begin. And this game, prepare yourselves. This game's got an awesome soundtrack. The combat music, the whole sound of this game is pretty smooth. As you can see, those are packing some heavy plasma, and they have nothing but ill intent ready for your boy. So there we go. Let's get on. Overwhelming excitement. We can study this. This guy is kind of nuts. Of course, Theresis is always worried about the languages. Captrix is like, ooh, they have Gauss weaponry. Let's pick up some of that. Oh, let's go get in there with some caution. And Bullet here is telling us that not only do the Necrons regenerate, but they also reanimate. They die, they'll fall to the ground, and they'll leave a body, but there will be a timer. And if you don't destroy that body by the time the timer goes off, they'll get back up and continue the fight. So got to make sure that not only do we kill them, but we also have to make sure that they are dead. Not just mostly somewhat alive, but dead. And again, we're going to start off by picking the location for our troopers to start fighting in. We've got two of our apprentices here, our tech priests. Call them apprentice. I'm going to rename these guys. No offense to anyone's particular religion, but since they are called tech priests, there's going to be rabbi ranged, saint support. Was it minister melee? Those are the three that I had in my previous save. Those are the names that I've been rocking with just so I can keep track of who they are, how to spec them out to best fulfill a combat role. We're going to go ahead and start, go through what we're seeing here. We got 12 hit points out of 12. We have one shield and one armor and one physical armor and one energy armor. Got a weapon in the Omniscient Axe. Costs 0 cognition points to cast. We've got a Phosphor Serpenta, which is a ranged rifle, but it takes these two little dots here, takes 2 cognition points to cast. But it does range damage out to 15 meters, 10% crit chance. We've got our Cerberus Skull, which will go out and it will collect cognition points from these towers, as you see over here, or it will go forth and if we spec it out, it'll do damage to the enemy. It comes with a cooldown, so the weapons come with a 1-turn cooldown as well automatically. Again, we've got our 2 tech priests. We'll be able to, once we get to the end of next turn, summon in some of the servitors or any of the other troops that we happen to have with us. can make sure that we're going, not just being overwhelmed by the enemy. Right now, I'm going to put my 2 tech priests here, try and square up against this one Necron warrior here. Also giving ourselves a bit of access to these cognition points so we can kind of build up and use ranged on Manaris here. An apprentice Jeremiah who's actually got a different weapon. Ranged at all, so he needs to here. Then we're gonna go ahead and Marinus over here. Kind of run around this gap in the map and see what's going on. Now our objectives are to kill all the enemies. And up here at the top you see order in which everyone will act. Apparently this warrior is going second. They're just going back and forth between their turn, our turn. Of course, characters and more specifications, you can make sure and tilt this into your favor. You can have your tech priests equipped with different items that increase their initiative, or you can use certain attacks to slow the enemies down. We'll just go ahead and get started here with the battle before I go on too long. Of course, the Necron warriors got to attack, and in this game, unlike other tactics games, if you can see it, you can shoot it. Going to hit, there's no doubt about that. You just have to be able to, be within line of sight. So that he's just telling us how to move. Perhaps I should have adjusted the tutorial here. Okay, since Manaris needs cognition point, we go ahead and give him one here by standing right next to it, and then gather. It's okay. Sorry, I'll let the skull get in the way. But the cognition points, or CP, can be gathered from these pillars. I've seen up to 4 of them at a time. To actually spec out your servo skull to gather it for you. Since I want to know what kind of damage this, or not damage, but how much damage I'll have to do to this enemy, I'm going to go ahead and release my full skull, use it as a scouting tool. Yes. Okay, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and send it out as a scouting tool. Hovering over it, I see now that I have to do 5 points of damage, and it has 1 point of armor, so it's going to absorb some damage if I hit it with a physical attack, which is the yellow orangish kinds. And then, okay, thank you. Armor and energy armor. So if there was a blue shield, there'd be that much energy armor. And that, again, it's just lets you decide which kind of energy you're going to use. Our melee is going to do 4 points of physical damage. Our weapon, if we had the cognition points to use it, would use 6 energy damage. Again, this guy, he's only got the 1 point of physical damage, so the brother here, he's going to have to start getting some more cognition points. But for right now, we're going to move him back here. This is the area you can move without spending any cognition points. The yellow is the area you have to spend points in order to get to. But we're trying to save up points so we can get melee attacks in. Okay. Taking a bit more damage than I'm comfortable with, because right now I don't have the ability to heal. Also don't have the ability to inflict damage any other way other than 1 pistol for Jeremiah here, which does physical damage. Yeah, collecting points. So I can actually send out this servo skull to this pillar. Point gathered up for Jeremiah here. And to move Jeremiah. You can then use the points to move A, or move and then shoot. So actually here, see the Necron warrior, that yellow indicator says that my character will have him in line of sight and be able to shoot him and do physical damage to him. So I can take a shot at him. As you see, the servo skull went on cooldown and do 1 to 3 points of damage on him. Now, the other games, the RNG on this isn't too terrible. I played a lot of Darkest Dungeon, and it always left my enemies with at least 1 point of damage out there to do on. Be able to end my turn, and over here is the Canticles, which are essentially technology prayers, but I don't have any of those unlocked. You unlock those by doing certain goals game, like kill the enemies, so much damage of different types. And now automatically, since I was standing there, I'll be able to gather a piece of cognition. Right, and here he's telling us that we'll be able to summon in some troops to deploy. These come at a cost as well, so each of these costs 1 point to bring in, and since I need people to block this Necron, those Manars here, put one there, we're going to put one over here, the servitor here, so we can kind of give a window of protection on, which is Jeremiah, and we'll do one more, basically, so he's closer and has a chance to get in on that guy and swing on him. Now I have no more points to spend. It's all good. I'll go ahead and hit. But these servitors, they're kind of basically your cannon fodder, the pawns. And the interesting thing about all of the troops that you can bring in, you can upgrade them. You can get level 2, level 3, whatever, through missions that you choose to do. So right now they're kind of basic troops, but you can kind of upgrade them. And I like the ones that there's a whole bunch of different types, enough to fit a number of play styles I've found. Okay, now again, they've dropped in and they move rather quickly, so let's see how far he can go. And his weapon is the servo arm, which is basically a melee attack with no chance to crit, but you have to be right up on it. Only thing is, it says here it triggers an opportunity attack. So if I get melee range with the servitor, and then attack and then sit back, enemy trying to get melee range will have to move away. And the target of opportunity attack will kick in. So we're going to take this guy and waddle over there. I can't attack. It's hit gets 1 point of cognition. These guys can be useful in collecting. Like right now, he took 3 energy damage. He's going to give us a point of cognition. Yeah, we're basically taking notes on the fact that our guy just got crushed. Seeing how useful that information would be later. Yeah, okay. There we go. But since these guys are essentially fodder, that's cool, I guess. Alright, we're going to walk over to this pillar, pick up another cognition point. Let's Marinus here. Again, he's going to be Minister Melee once I get a chance to rename him. Yes, and as this guy says, we're now able to use this weapon that requires cognition points to use, so. Alright, let's go ahead and select it. Do 4-6 energy damage. I don't know what his defenses are, so that's why the question mark is there. That was enough to kill him. 4 points of damage, so he had at least 3, more than 4. So here it is. He's just Reditus is telling us that oh yeah, they have a reanimation protocol, which even transfers over to the tabletop game. So that's fun. Okay, so now that I've done as much damage as I could with range, and I have no more movement points because I would have to have more cognition points in order to move, I'm just going to go ahead and end Magos' turn here. Let's see, and we're going to run a servitor into interference here. He's just going to this guy and be used as target practice. It would have shown me that I was in range, not there we go, yeah. Not in range. I can basically do anything in the squares around my character. Nothing further than that. This one, however, this servitor is in range, or will be in range once I move him. Give me a chance to show you the target of opportunity attack. I'm going to go ahead and hit this guy for 1 point of physical damage. May be absorbed. Shield. I got a point through. That's cool. Yes. Yeah, I'm quite aware of what the end turn button does there, Reditus, but thanks for pointing that out, I guess. It's explaining the target of opportunity attacks. I'm sorry, the opportunity. D&D, a bunch of other games. It's all in. So, you can only get 1 opportunity attack per round. This guy tried to run away, but hey, look at that. Beat him down somehow for 3 points of physical damage and was able to end the tutorial here. Now, for your troops as well as your tech priests, damage carries over from battle to battle until you leave that particular mission. Okay, I just remember Reddit saying all of this. But it also goes to, like I said, I played a lot of Darkest Dungeon, so damage carrying over is just a thing that you're going to get used to in crawler games like this. I'll stop trying to talk during the tutorials. He seems to be hitting up everything that I just talked about 5 seconds after I say it. So let's see here. Now you'll be able to see the entire map from the beginning of the mission. This yellow diamond is our final objective. This one tells us that there's another fight ahead. Something in this room. It could be a fight, it could be just another one of those glyphs, or it could be another obelisk or something. There's this giant floating head. This is Reditus here. Background ominously. But we're going to go ahead and move forward. See what is going on with this. As you see, Princess Jeremiah's still got damage taken to him. I need to go ahead and get some skill points put up on him, but I have to finish the mission first. Okay, and another decision point has been made. We've got basically coffins everywhere. What do we do with it? Do we ignore them? And we ignore the works of the alien because it's alien? Do we set them on fire? Making sure that we purge everything of the Xeno. Or do we observe them and then take pictures, do some research, and see if we can learn anything from these? Now again, these choices they're kind of guided towards the 3 archetypes that you're going to deal with here. Are you on a crusade? Are you really here for research? Or are you just here to make sure that the Necrons don't wake up before you can get to whatever the end goal is? Scaviola, of course, he's on the research side, so he's like, woohoo, awesome. Here, got 2 extra CP and another 150 Blackstone resource. So we should be able to upgrade somebody at least one point down their spec trees. And there's several spec trees going on, and one of them, I believe, comes from the Heretic DLC, which is a whole other branch of this. Imagine. No, I'm not going to compare it to any religions, but it's essentially a schism between the Mechanicus and the doctrine of the Mechanicus and just what people believe. All right, so we're surrounded, and this is just another chance for us to get into a fight, clear it out, and see what's going to happen there. All right, again, our objective is to kill all the enemies. It looks like we're facing another two warriors. Now, you, sir, are going to go there in front, and you, sir, are going to hide behind some of these servitors that we get to deploy and use as fodder again. Servitor, just block him from getting shot at. You'll gladly give your life for the Omnissiah. There we go. Two guys over here just to bum rush this here, and then this last one with our last CP. Nothing in reserve. Go ahead and put him. Yes, we're going to put him right here. So he blocks the path, because looking at it, we're going to have Minister Melee run up there, and then this Necron warrior is going to shoot. We won't be shooting at Apprentice Jeremiah. We're going to start calling Saint Support, because he has a ranged weapon, but I don't think he's going to be good enough for it. Let's see. The other Necron warrior, then we start a new round. So let's go ahead and get this started. Oh, good. All the servitors get to go. So this guy, we're just going to turn, because I don't want him to actually move. Yes, I know. All right, that explains the whole delay tactic. Unfortunately, I don't have any way of getting cognition points. There's no towers for me to do to pull from. Oh wait, there it is. Never mind. I'm gonna send out my serval skull, get 1 cognition point from here. I'm going to walk over there. Spend the cognition point that I just got, rush right up on this enemy and start swinging, which I think I'm gonna go ahead and do. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use this cognition point that I just gathered to bum rush this guy, since it costs me nothing to get a swing in using melee combat. Alright, and once you're in melee range, you can't use ranged weapons whatsoever, so that's fine. Minister Melee is going to just keep swinging on these guys, and whether you go melee or range, you can start dealing some ridiculous damage, because you start putting out hits on people. Because you start unlocking weapons, you find weapons in dungeons at some of those decision points, and they can be things that drop damage over time. They can put on acid, fire, burning the enemy to death turn after turn. Yes, okay, that's fine. I understand that I did not reveal him, but he is going to suffer an opportunity attack, being within melee range and then trying to move out of it. And if it's only 2 energy damage from both of them, that means that Minister Melee should be able to survive that, even if both of them kind of gang up on him. But they won't be able to do that for long, because these 2 servitors should be able to get into range and start swinging on one of them. So as long as they can kind of maybe protect people from being a target. Great. All right, neither one of these two can do anything. And I believe... Wait, who's the last one to go? He's the last one to go, so we got to get in... Well, since you got 5 points, just go up. Stand here for right now. May not be optimal, but I'm trying to keep Tech Priest alive since I've gone ahead and turned on Iron Man and I've turned on Permadeath. Let's see. I can probably walk over here and be out of range of either of these guys. And I'll be able to pick up a... Well, I don't need cognition on this guy, so I will go ahead and see how much be these two targets, or one of these two. We'll go ahead and do that. Reveal his stats. So he's got 2 energy armor and 6 hit points total. So if I can just move over and see... No. Is there any place where... No, he would not be in range at all, even if I move close enough to him. So I don't need here to move at all. Should be what's safe. Again, I'm trying to keep him... And... Okay, since else is moving this turn, I can feel free to move up here. Just in case the other servitor falls. Oh, joy. Scarabs. The little crabs that I like to use all the time. It's their version of servitor skulls. Scavola. And, okay, so we have to please this guy. Reditus is probably going to give us something else, so... Okay. Oh, and that's the other thing. The Adeptus Mechanicus hates artificial intelligence with burning passion, so... Yeah, okay, and the machine spirit is with us. That'll be a mechanic that'll come later. So yeah, let's go ahead and get on in there. That's a lot of talking. Okay, that's enough talking and a lot of yapping. Let's get to scrapping. Well, we're going to go ahead and move you... Oh, wait. It's telling us that if we move out of the way from where we are, this enemy will have an opportunity attack on us. So, instead of moving, we're just going to go ahead and start swinging and take advantage of the fact that he's already here. He's almost dead, so it'd be a shame to lose him without him doing some kind of damage to the enemy. His turn right now. And there we go. He died. Yes. Now, we have to keep our tech priests alive. Well, the mission. What it was being explained to us here. But now we've got our 2 cognition points, 4 to 6 damage. I'm guessing this guy is going to be dying, if not dead, by the end of this. He's dead. Destruction is the destiny of the Xenos. And then we can also come down here and melee on this scarab. Since them to give out too much. There, the machine spirit attack has just kicked in. We get bonuses based on the weapon that we're using. So here, whenever you see the machine spirit, we're immobilizing the target. Different weapons have different machine spirit activation costs or even benefits once they do kick in. So right now, Minister Melee here is actually getting in some work, so we're good. There we timer on this Necro or Necron, sorry. He's going to be doing getting back up if we don't get over there and kill his corpse. And we would have a target of opportunity against us if we didn't swing this guy. So his turn. And we're going to do some more damage to the scarabs. Hopefully this will kill them and I can get in melee range on this Necron. So he at least has to take an opportunity attack from being close to us and trying to move out to melee range. Alright. Hopefully that means it prompts. There's a prompt on him to get he'll taunt the Necron warrior to attack him. And we can keep moving from there. So I'm going to swing in again with this servitor. And, okay, since he's not dead, I have to get Ford over here to up and actually shoot something. Hopefully, without far into range. Go ahead and get the kill on this guy. Okay, cool. So now, yes, he's killed his target. Let's move him over a bit more in case we need to use him for killing this corpse, which is again on a timer. So if he's not dead by the time that timer counts down, it's going to be a problem. So as I designed, the opportunity attack comes. Physical damage or energy damage, but we get another cognition point. Now it's okay, we're gonna walk back up to this guy, crush him. Oh wait, we're gonna first do the servos so we can get some more cognition points. Say it enough, you're gonna need these cognition points. Sometimes you can get them from the actions you take, sometimes you get them from the weapons, sometimes you can for them from one to another, but you're going to need those cognition points like your life depended on it. So go ahead and take advantage of that every time you can. Let's go ahead and on this guy, his corpse died. Oh wait, we've gathered another cognition point. Swing in on this guy so his corpse dies. Alright, he's off the board now. And they're teleported away, not actually killed, but that's great. Now, again, this weapon, this red line underneath it tells me how close I am to getting the machine spirit bonus. You have to actually use it in order to find out. But thanks to our servitor's attack from the last bit, we now know that this guy has 1 point of health left, and he has 2 energy armor on a weapon that does energy damage. So we're going to do anywhere between 2 and 4, and its normal range is 4 to 6. So it's already accounting for how much armor the target has. Now that we know that what his stats are, it's already done the math for us. So that's another awesome thing about this game. Get rid of some of the bugaboos of other games that I've played like this, but yeah. Minister Melee's over there doing some work. I'm gonna have to give his gun to this other guy, maybe make a ranged character and spec him for it. Redditus here is just telling us that when we crit, we don't have to worry about the Necros getting up. Their body automatically gets teleported. Yes, I like to have one melee, or I like to spec out a character for either melee or range. There's actually 2, let's call it denominations or spec trees that you can follow, and some of them say if you do not have any melee weapons equipped or you do not have any ranged weapons equipped, you get extra bonuses. So that's why I like going with that. All right, that's all of the rooms with a fight in it that we were able to see. Now, our final objective may have a fight in it. It may not. It may have a decision to make at the end of it. So we're just going to go ahead since there's not much else we can do. Redditus here. Again, these are very, very important. And there may be multiple of these throughout the map. Okay, so now there's no enemies, so we're going to go ahead and collect data. Oh, or gather as much as intelligence as we can. Since this is a tutorial, you can imagine it's not going to be a large amount of information. That's basically what you're here to do, is find out as much as you can throughout your explorations. And you're not going to be able to get everything. Again, you're on a ticking clock. All of the Necrons waking up and you being severely outnumbered. I'm talking like millions upon millions of these guys, an entire planet full of them waking up. So that's your timer, because you got to get gone and stay gone at that point. Yeah, they're just talking back and forth between themselves. All right. So, yeah, having to learn from the Xenos is about one of the most disgusting things to the Adeptus Mechanicus as there could be. Again, reading reading through their lore and what these guys are all about is one of the things that got me into this, and I plunged full on foot first deep into this. And yeah, the Adeptus Mechanicus is just a bunch of weirdos, man. It is so cool to see what they're doing here. Okay. A lot of conversation here at the end. We woke something up. Flippered. The entire tomb is waking up, and thus the clock starts. That, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the Necrons. His name, Agrilek. Oh, I can see, he's like, wait, hold on. It's been how many thousands of years since we fell asleep? And there's still life out in the galaxy? Well, that sucks. Let's go ahead and rectify that. We thought we'd go to sleep and wait for all life out there to die, but no, y'all just wanted to keep on living. And that's the only voice acting you're actually going to get in a perceivable language. The rest, like I said, is them talking back in holy binary. Yeah, I'd hate to have a language that sounded just like that, or holy hexadecimal, or whatever other number system we're going to be dealing with. Okay, and then he looks at us and sees that we're cybernetic with flesh and steel, and it's like, you guys don't have the courage of your convictions. Pick a lane, man. Xenos Abominatus. So, yeah, this guy's a high value target. We're going to have to track him down. But right now, I believe this is the end of this mission, so we're going to be able to... Oh, no, we're going to have to fight. So we either go at it with righteous fury, fall back, and get the tech priests out of there, or try and capture one of the Xenos. so we can vivisect it and study it. Since we're here for research, let's go ahead on with the capturing. All right, let's see what we'll do.
Insects. This galaxy is infested with vermin.
Yes, vermin it may be, but regardless of which choice we actually would have made, we were going to have to fight to get out of this mission. But that's just an example of what happens on these mission critical locations. Sometimes, oh great, we're going to have to survive 6 rounds. This is going to hurt a little bit. Final battle of the tutorial. Let's see what we learned and try and survive. And yes, the 41st millennium is a horrifying place. Now, I think even if I lose this one, I'll get some more tech breeze, but if I win, I'll keep the ones I got. I don't know if I'll be able to make it 6 rounds. Because just taking a look around, let's see. Ground Warrior over here. Got another one over here. Got our boy Argaleth over here. Argaleth, sorry. Third Necron Warrior over here. So we're 4v5 if I unload everybody. My guys are scrubs and they've got Gauss weapons, so we'd all have to start here in the middle and hopefully not get dead. These red doors are where reinforcements would show up. Just, spoiler alert on that. Yay. And there's plenty of pillars we can get our cognition points from. So we're just going to have to go through this and see if we can survive the 6 rounds. I'm seriously doubting it. We've already taken some damage. Unless they're not doing a lot, but I know for a fact Erlikelek over here is going to be just messing people up. So, let's see. Okay, we'll do this. We'll put our servers up. No, you guys are just... This is literally the definition of cannon fodder. You are going to be eaten up. Something fierce by the time you get over there. Well, no guts, no glory, right? And you stand over here and get ready for Argalek to come. Go ahead and get started. There's no point in trying to delay this around. Okay, now, Mr. Megos Marnius, you need cognition points and you need them yesterday so you can actually get in and do some good damage. So we're going to take the cognition point from way over here, since I'm not going to walk over there. Get you up to 2 so you'll be able to at least shoot somebody on your way to where we're going. I believe if I tried to just bum rush, yeah, that's going to be a problem. Because this one is just going to walk over here and shoot me in the face. Unless I get behind and stay behind a wall. And honestly, that's a lot of points I'd have to spend anyway. So let's try and get where we're at least behind some cover. We'll try the bum rush. I don't know if it's going to work. But I don't believe I'm in range of any target available. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's nobody we can swing at or shoot at, so we're just gonna go ahead, hunker down. We're gonna have to take care of this guy at some point getting across. No, there's nowhere I can hide with you guys, so at least pause and delay the turn, make them target you a little bit. Is there a guy over here? Sorry, scrolled too far with my mouse. No, there's nobody that way, but let's see if we can draw your attention, make it take 2 rounds to kill these 2 guys. Oh yeah, you're going to be done as soon as you come out, but at least we'll get a cognition point for it. Join the bums rush over here. Now you stand behind this pillar so old boy can't shoot you. You're able to rotate the camera around to see what's going on. Let's get you within range of Argalek, I guess. Yeah, you stay over there. You're going to be the other target. You're the distraction, let's call you. Right. No, he fought the war in heaven, which is why the Necrons really don't like organic life whatsoever. Let's see what you're up to. Yeah, as expected, he ran right up on our servitor and did 7 damage, killing him in 1 strike. As they say, that is not good. Well, since you don't need any more cognition points, let's go ahead and see how many hit points Nargalek has. I'm sorry, Argalek. He has 40 hit points. Yeah, we're about to get boat raced on this one. Alright, well, since you can stand there and shoot, let's go ahead and do it. Maybe be able to run away faster than he can shoot us, but I don't know. Take a shot at you now. Alright, we did 3 physical damage to you, but you have... Oh, good. 5 energy points, so it's got to be a melee against Void Admiral Argalek here, which is just probably bad news if he's swinging for 7 at a time. Yeah, let's see if we can get our run on and just run away for 6 turns, but I have a sneaking suspicion... Oh wait, we'd have to spend cognition points to run away. How awesome. Well, let's not stand right next to each other. That just screams AoE. Alright, like I said, let's see if we can... No, that's not even worth it. That guy died and was not able to even give us a cognition point. That's less than stellar. We're just gonna have you end your turn. See if we can get to... See if we can try and survive here. Now, you've got 4 cognition points. It takes 2 to shoot. Let's go ahead and get our shot off. But again, he's got so much damage. We're only going to do 1 point of damage through his energy shield. Do you even remove energy shield? No, you just do damage straight up. Okay, we're going to decline that. Would you be... Yes, you would be in range if I moved there. What about here? Not there. So maybe we're able to move out here, shoot one of these guys, see what his... Well, see if it kills him or not. Just a world of bad choices, which is of course the motif of Warhammer 40k. Alright, we were able to kill 1. That's awesome. Got 4 damage in. I'm going to move up here at the cost of 1 cognition point because I simply don't want to take damage if I don't have to without being able to retaliate. Later, the tech priest will be able to get healing abilities. They'll be able to, survive a bit more. But right now, this is not looking good. We got 1 down. Still got 3 to go. Don't know where that is, but we're just going to let that be. I don't know what the Nightmare Shroud does. Oh, wait, it changed it to... Now he's got 5 physical and shield on him. He was able to crush that guy in 1 hit. That's not great. Okay, we're gonna stand over here so we're out of range, or at least behind some kind of cover. Apprentice Jeremiah, if you happen to have a 37 crit in there somewhere, that'd be awesome. But you do physical damage with your weapon, so oh, hey, you got a crit. That was awesome. A, I guess. Yeah, we get you guys to split up. Stand over there. All right. Oh, we'll make it at least one more turn. I don't know if we'll be able to survive all four, though. But Angry Void Admiral wants blood. Which way? Still need to take care of that one Necron over here. Base, I get a chance to live long enough. So we're going to take a step back. Or 2 steps back. Take 2 steps back, take a shot, destroy that corpse. Just so there's no shenanigans out there. Plus, we'll also be building up our machine spirit. So there we go. That's 2 uses of that. Our machine spirit is now going to do 2 extra damage with that weapon. Plus, we got an extra cognition, or for the group anyway. But now, Argolak's actually running shield damage, so there's no point in even getting into melee range on him. So we're going to run. And since he's doing AoE damage, let's get you as far away and out of range as possible. Well, let's go there. Now the objective is to survive 3 more rounds. Maybe we can swap when the shroud changes again. Yeah, we've got these guys taking a long walk. Yeah, the only other robots I've seen that hate people this much is the HK series from KOTOR and SWOTOR. HK-47 for life, though. Just putting that out there. Alright, let's see what you're going to do now. Yeah, he switched his armor. He's coming in. Is he close enough to kill? Yep, he's close enough to kill. And there goes Apprentice Jeremiah. This guy's wandering around. He's going to get in a blast and do some damage to our remaining tech priest. But hopefully we'll be able to move him forward so he's out of range of the 2 ranged guys. Again, it's not looking great for us, but that was the way it was going to be coming in anyway. Alright, if we're going to go down, we're literally going to go down swinging. So let's go ahead and get that in there. Maybe get an attack of opportunity on the way out as he backs away from beating our brakes off of us. So as you can see, by moving around the map, we're able to the range characters in and out of line of sight, so we can take... You kill your gods. A bunch of races that can claim that same very thing, so... Alright, 3 damage. Do I have runaway in me? Do I have runaway in me? I'd have to be booking it in order to get out of melee range of the Void Admiral. I also need a cognition point, which is why I did that. On physical damage again, I don't have enough cognition points to even perform a single range shot. Also in the range anyway, so my weapons were disabled. Go ahead and walk over here and see if we can get it to 1 more round, I guess.
Can you hear the trembling
Yeah, the Necrons, they really hate every other species in the game. Let's see. Yep, now his energy shield is back up. He's rolling all the way over here. We're still not out of range. Goodness, that was 6 damage to the face. We had to do is actually hit, I guess. But that takes care of the tutorial mission. And Kefra, who's normally in charge of all of the servitors and tech priests. Alright. She's obviously hurt that something else happened. Something happened to her beloved troops. Yeah, so now the entire tomb world is waking up, and it's about to be a big problem. We don't know how big it is, and then this is again the ticking point of the game. Okay. From my emotional cores. Imagine a species able to remove emotions and store it somewhere else other than, the body. And it's like all your responses, fight or flight, is, no, I'll access those when I need them. But for right now, let's just store that away. All right. They're just discussing how we're going to go ahead and this problem. There's a chance to research an enemy that the Imperium knows about. Edek says, hold on now. What is this blasphemy, you heretics? He's going to quote 1,000 pieces of scripture, and all of them, every one of them makes you just question, like, what happened here, man? But he's a big fan of the Omnissiah, and he's going to do that for as long as he can. So I'm not even mad at Videx for it. Better to die in ignorance than in heresy. How do you even deal with this? Enough bloodshed. Let's get united. Let's get back on board here, and let's get after this research, man. you just gotta respect it. It is incredible to see this. The writing on this is kind of awesome. Xenobiologists here. Right. Again, explaining the clock that we're. The longer we spend in dungeons, the more rooms we investigate, the sooner the Necrons will all wake up, and the harder the game becomes, or is supposed to become. So this of course prompts multiple playthroughs, so you can go in, just rush the missions if you want to, take your time and say bring it on to the Necrons if you want. So, not very many playstyles, but there are enough variations to make it worthwhile to go through, because you've been able to spec one tree completely and maybe even a third. Well, not completely, but the ones I want. Getting the skills that I need out of 2 or 3 different skill trees along the way. So up here is the awakening here. When this reaches 100, it's time for the game to be over. So that gives you all your opportunity to gather your weapons, gather information, technology, all the stuff that you're going to be able to strap onto your tech priest from this basic basic layout here. and turn them into more machine than man, technically, and be done with that. So the xenobiologist is obviously interested in gathering as much information as he can about the different unit types. Yeah, the Omnissiah did not promise you a rose garden, man. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, this is the Adeptus Mechanicus' largest ship, or one of the largest class of ships. But if you see some of the other factions within the human Imperium, I'm sorry, the Imperium of Man, I called it the wrong thing. Again, they're just giant cathedrals with engines on them. The Sisters of Battle, yeah, if you read anything on them and you see what they're rolling out with, or even some of the figures that they have, those ladies are battle nuns with guns, and they will literally drop a church on you if you even say anything. How do you deal with that? That's just one faction. And they're basic human women. They're not super augmented or anything like that. You've got Space Marines, which are super augmented human beings. You've got the Guard, which are just, well, not, I was going to say regular, but they're normal human beings. Some of them from different planets that are just like Rambo running around with combat knives and come from a planet that is literally trying to kill you all the time. Uh, yeah, getting into the 40k lore, I can't even get close to touching anything near the top of the surface. You're just gonna have to trust me. I get to select missions. I get to adjust my tech priest so I can respec and spend some of this currency that I've got. So now we're going to go over to the cohort tab, and we're going to see the two priests that they've given us, replenished us with the two tech priests since ours died in the last mission, but it was the tutorial. Be able to see the troop types. Yes, okay. All right. So the tech priest is going to have several slots on them. You can put technology or equipment on them. But here you'll see like our servitors are level 1. As you get different, let's call it blueprints, schematics, or I'm sorry, they call them STCs within the game. Well, the lore comments from coming in. But once you get additional ones, they kind of automatically level up, so you don't have to worry about like, oh, what level is this guy on? What level is that guy on? But we're going to snap over to tech here for a little bit to show you here everything that you've unlocked in terms of weapons, armor, augmentations. All of that is here, so you'll be able to see what it is and better understand what you're going to be equipping someone with. You go ahead and they're known as standard template constructs, or STCs, which is a huge thing. These are the weapons that you'll be able to equip on your tech priests. Here you have to have a certain number of augments, which you'll be able to purchase using your Blackstone. This is a melee weapon here. The Power Axe. Got a cooldown of 1, a cognition cost of 1, and it requires 1 augment slot as well in order to do. In order to even be able to wield it. Here we've got the Sufferer Shattering Axe, which does more physical damage, and it does acid damage on top of that, so that burns them for 3 turns afterwards. And then it's a single target for melee. You can have AoE melee, AoE range, single targets for both. and you'll see it there. And then with Machine Spirit, this one destroys armor, both energy and physical. Same with this weapon on its machine attack. We've got basically the standard blast pistol. This will reveal the target's stats, which is useful in a number of situations. It doesn't cost any cognition points, so use it pretty much every time it's off a cooldown. You'll be able to your Machine Spirit easily with this one, and it does bonus 1 damage. Not great, but it's not terrible. It doesn't do a whole lot of energy damage, but it does some kind of damage. Used to destroy the Necron's corpses. You can use it to deal stats on an enemy that everybody is already attacking or will be attacking that round. There's also constructs throughout the dungeon, throughout the battlefield, that you'll be able to attack and loot. That's another place where those can be handy. Final weapon we have, the Arc Score. This is another melee weapon, but as soon as it hits a single target, it turns into like a cone-shaped AoE, and then we can hit everybody behind that target. We're hitting the initial target very hard. We're hitting the targets behind it somewhat hard. Its Machine Spirit is awesome because if we can get this one up to full Machine Spirit, it costs no more cognition points to use, and as you see, it's got a hefty cost 3 on it. So this would be one of those where our tech priest is bouncing around from tower to tower, sending out the servo skull to gather more cognition points. If we spec it out properly, you can regenerate or generate cognition points at the beginning of the round after you kill an enemy. There's a number of different things that you let's see, do we have any armor or items here? Yes, yes. And these will go through different versions of it. So you have the 1, 2, and 3. I believe they stack this way. So we got 3, 9. It's like weapons that we can gather. If I recall, I may be off on a few of them. This is the different kinds of troops we got. These will level 1s, level 2s, level 3s going this way all the way across. So it looks like we got 9 different troops that we can gather. Ship upgrades, okay. Oh, okay, so this allows us to deploy more tech priests. So we can eventually get beyond our initial 2 here and get some more going. And I believe this last one, so this is our canticles, and what we need to do in order to unlock other canticles. Like right now, yeah, these are canticles of the Omnissiah. I should not be rushing it. Need to hurry up. Okay. Saying, once we do certain things, we can unlock canticles. Your Cant of the Craft. Its physical attack will deal 3 or plus 3 physical damage, and in order to do that, we have to do 1 mission without using a canticle. If we don't use any this next mission, the entire mission, we will be able to unlock this one. Then there's a whole bunch of different achievement or quests that you can complete in order to get different canticles. Like here, the Canticle of the Iron Soul is defeat 5 bosses, meaning that this one, as soon as we use it, the next attack will deal 12 damage. Yeah, okay, that's a heck of a lot. Litany of the Electromancer, meaning we ignore armor. Chant of the Remorseless Fist, meaning we will break physical armor, ignoring it. Then breaking energy armor, so on and so forth. And these quests are not terribly hard to get. Some of them just collect 50 cognition points. You'll be doing that faster than you think. 25 is not a terribly difficult thing to achieve. Neither is even 100. You'll tear through that pretty quick, and you'll get maximum. What is it? 9 cognition points at a time. I don't even know if you can hold more than 6. At least I hadn't been able to reach it that far. Maybe that's something I haven't spec'd into, where you're able to increase your maximum cognition points. Max machine spirit of all weapons. This could be terribly powerful. It says activate the machine spirit 20 times. Yeah, that's going to happen. That's going to happen a lot, because if you're in there swinging multiple times, particularly on your troops, your minion troops, you'll be able to get to 20 rather quickly. There's actually some things, some skills that your troops have to allow them to act multiple times. So this is really, really easy to get to. Okay, that's all of our tech. Cohort is kind of light, but we are able to them come up, do a little bit of customization with the color scheme, the naming. Okay, yes. This guy talks quite a bit. He doesn't have a voiceover that get annoying. And he's telling us now that we have different disciplines that we can follow. Let's see. The disciplines button, but will show these skills. And these are essentially the different specs that you can down on your character. There's a way to respec once you've started going down a path. Okay. First off, I need to go. Okay, so this will tell us, all of our stats. Or I'm sorry, the next upgrade we do will give us 1 augment capacity, so we'll be able to strap something onto our shoulders, onto our back, equip stronger weapons. It's happened with our servitor skull. And again, these are basically the different ways that you can kind of enhance your playstyle. I believe here the Explorator, like I was saying before, if you have no weapons equipped and you've already spec'd all the way down here, you get +1 movement, +3 range. You get bonus armor, both physical and energy, and you get +15% crit chance. And just Seer, no, is your opposite. Dominus? Okay, yeah, and Dominus, if you spec it all the way out, it's the exact same thing, but for weapons. If you have no melee weapon equipped, you get all the same bonuses, plus you get +4 range for your weapon. Xenorite, I believe, is the spec tree that comes with the Heretic DLC. I believe it was there before, but if I have that incorrect, then you get to revive a tech priest if they die, which playing and permadeath, this may be the thing. I don't know if they'd override death, but we'll have to see if I'll be going down that path. This one, the more damage you have, more deadly you become to a point. Seer is more of the support character. You cleanse, you heal, or auto repair. You get to heal other targets, on a cooldown. Equipment that you have has lower down and more. This is more of a support class. The Lex Mechanic. Oh, sorry, my device decided to go off. They're a support-ish class as well, based on cognition points. They really go after cognition points quick, fast, and in a hurry. They even get cognition points for killing a target. So if you got a weapon, a lot of cognition points, you might want to spec into a Lex Mechanic. Just to help gather those things, and here you completely fill your cognition gauge, and then you get 1 point whenever you're hit by an enemy. So you're just going to have you're constantly going to be going through cognition points. The Tex Auxilium, they use chance. You can do canticles for free. Reduce the point cost of your weapons. +1 physical, +2 damp. This one is really buffs for your entire party going on. Yeah, that's what that class is. The Secutor, what are these? I mean, their symbol looks like they do more damage, and in this case, you can kind of combo attack on a particular enemy. Troops. This is more of a troop-based guy, and the Explorator is more of the melee-based guy. They get deal stats simply by being in melee range, and they get their stats improved a lot if they have no ranged weapons on them. Their generators cost 1 less to use. They do more on a machine spirit attack. I'm not going to mess with that right now, but I am going to change this to your name. We're going to call you Minister Melee. So I remember how to spec him, and I'll probably be going down the Explorator tree with him. Just want to make sure that I all of the weapons equipped on him. Yeah, I will do that later. Yes, I will augment you later. He's just telling me that I have augment capacity for different weapons. And I can select any weapon that I've discovered have spares or anything like that. Any weapon that I've discovered can go onto any one of my tech priests. So in this case, since I'm wanting to spec him for melee, power axe costs 1, that axe costs 3, this thing costs, the power axe costs, or the shattering axe costs 2, this one costs 3, and then these are ranged weapons that I'm really not going to deal with. I have a melee weapon on him, and I've run out of augment space, so I can't equip the second blast pistol on him because I don't have the augment space required. If I level him up, I believe I'll be able to get to that with my next upgrade. But let's go ahead and go over to the third character and make sure they're spec'd out for ranged, so we can it's energy if we can get it that way. Do energy damage, doing physical damage, and it only costs 1 cognition. So his weapon is going to be the macro stubber. And again, that uses up one of our augmentation slots, so I can't either of these characters with kind of weapons, which is what I would like to do up until I get my healing done. So as I see, it's going to be 121 to upgrade either one of these characters. If we can go ahead and get... Oh wait, I'm sorry, I forgot to name you. Sir, you're going to be called Rabbi Ranged. For how to spec him, and it just gives me at a glance an idea as to what they've got. Each of them are coming with the servo skull, so I don't have to worry about that. Each of these different slots are the augmentation slots that they're talking about. Don't have any other equipment that I can put in there, but at some point you're looking like Doc Octopus walking around. Your head, neck, and chest is augmented. You're cybered up. So basically cyborgs walking around. And it's been about 1 hour and 40 minutes since I started the cast. And stop right here. I'm going to take just a small break, do some things around the house, maybe get something to eat. I'll be back later on. I'll probably have to stop the recording right now, come back for the second part of this so we can go through the first mission itself. If not, I'll just make it a completely different video, and I'll slice something onto the back in terms of. But for now, Thanks for joining us. Feel free to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you can. Kind of helps the channel grow a bit. We've actually been getting quite a few views going on a number of our different videos. My wife and I, we're going to be podcasting, I believe, later on tonight. With that being said, for joining me, TaupeTO, leave a comment down below if you'd like to see more of this gameplay. I'm going to be doing this for a little while at least. Between this and Genshin Impact, going back and forth. Any of the in my Steam library. Steam, I'm just known as Nords. Want to go looking through there to see if just any games that I currently have. Drop me a whisper, let me know of a game that you think I ought to try. Please let me know. I'm glad to get those suggestions. And I'm gonna step out for a little bit, get back at it. Gonna go to the mission screen here. Gonna go ahead and save the game and get on out of your hair. Here's the save button. Oh, I'm playing Iron Man, so I guess I get the one save. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Get to the desktop, or actually I'll go back to the main. It's going to be saved every time I do that. So it's Iron Man. There we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you all next time. MrTaupeTO out.